Today's story, among other things, includes a unique maneuver that happened on a football field in 1976. What happened was so unique that the maneuver is named after the footballer who executed it. Hi, welcome back to Stories at Work, a series where I share real stories from across the world that you can use when you want to drive home a business point. Our website, www.storyworks.in, already has over 100 stories, and we are adding one every week. Let's start today's story. It was 20th June 1976, and Czechoslovakia was playing West Germany in the UEFA Cup final in Belgrade. Czechoslovakia was the rank outsiders, and West Germany was the reigning world champion. The German team had stars like the striker Franz Beckenbauer, and Sepp Maier was regarded as the world's best goalkeeper at that time. Surprisingly, Czechoslovakia took a lead in the 8th minute and doubled it midway through the first half. West Germany halved the lead 4 minutes later, and just when everyone thought that Czechoslovakia would create an upset, the West Germans equalized in the final minute of regular time. The deadlock couldn't be broken during extra time, so the game went on to penalties. Now, the first 7 kicks were converted. Then, West Germany's 4th penalty taker stuck his shot over the bar. Now, with the score 4-3, the Czech midfielder Antonin Panenka stepped up to take the 5th Czechoslovak penalty. If he shot it, he wins. Till then, all the previous penalty takers had shot the football either hard to the left or hard to the right of the corner of the goal. This is how penalties were always taken. Penalties are usually one-sided affairs with 75 to 80% of penalties successfully converted. Since the reaction time is very little, goalkeepers make a guess and dive to the left or the right a fraction before the ball is kicked towards the goal. The hope is that they would get the direction right 50% of the times at least and have a chance to save the penalty. That day, Maier dived to the left, but Panenka didn't kick the ball either to the left or the right. He gently lobbed the ball straight to the middle of the net, and to win the match 5-3 and secure Czechoslovakia's first European Championship.
Antonin Panenka! Oh, it's genius! Sepp Maier dives, Panenka finds the net, and Czechoslovakia are European champions.
Panenka's name is now synonymous with that particular style of penalty kick. Now, what is very interesting is the Panenka is still a very rarely used, penalty style. Perhaps because while getting it right makes the penalty taker look like a hero, the fear of looking like an idiot when the goalkeeper doesn't dive to the left or the right stops the strikers from taking a chance. At least shooting hard either left or hard to the right seems like you've made an effort. Now, we all have a bias for action, and this is underlined in a study published in the Journal of Economic Psychology. A group of researchers from a university in Israel examined action bias in goalkeepers by looking at how they reacted to penalties. Now, as I mentioned earlier, during penalties, the goalkeepers choose their action before they can clearly observe the kick direction. The researchers analyzed 286 penalty kicks in top leagues and championships across the world. In this study, 49% of goalkeepers dived to the left and 44 went to the right. Almost none of them stayed in the center. However, the penalty shots were far more evenly distributed. 32% to the left, 39% to the right, and 29% in the center. Of course, most of the ones shot at the center were shot hard and not a soft lob like the Panenka lob. The study showed that given the probability distribution of the kick's direction, the optimal strategy for goalkeepers is to stay in the goal center. Goalkeepers, however, almost always jump right or left. Goalkeepers, like all of us, have a bias for action. No one wants their team to see them standing flat-footed in the goal when the other team is shooting to the left or the right, even when statistically it makes sense. Action bias is the tendency to favor action over inaction. It is our need to feel like we are doing something, even when taking action may not be very effective. What a story. Where in business can we use this story? When we are trying to explain to the team that often we confuse action with results. In many cases, inaction can be more beneficial course of action. I hope you enjoyed that story, and if you did, there are many more on our website www.storyworks.in. See you next week. Bye for now.